Hey everyone, it's Dee. I hope everyone is doing well. I wanted to do a video today on how I create in my composition notebook when I do my art journaling. My last video that I did, I had gotten a lot of feedback on how do I get my composition book art journal thick and how do I put my pages together. And I think in the video I went through that briefly. Again, very simple. I'll take 2 pages, glue them together to make it a little bit thicker, or I will add maybe like a page from, I don't know, like a dictionary, or just use some type of paper that I rip up and I just want to make an abstract background. Just depends on what I want to do. But today what we're going to do is I have 2 pages here. I'm going to make a 2-page spread, and I glued 2 pages together. So 2 pages are glued here and 2 pages are glued here, just to give it a little bit more stability. And then I had some old watercolor paper and I measured it because it was a larger sheet. I measured it so it would fit into my book, and then I just cut it down and I'm going to adhere that to each page. So what I'm going to do is work on the watercolor paper and just move out the composition book, because we're not going to be working in that right now, because this is eventually going to get glued into the book. So what I want to do today is I'm going to start firstly with a background, and from there we're going to layer and we're going to create, and I'll show you how everything comes together. So the first thing that I'm going to do, we're going to be using some inks by Tim Holtz, and I have some acrylic paint here. I have a dish. This is just like a porcelain ceramic dish, and I'm going to use some acrylic paint and just put it into the dish where, well, you know what, it doesn't really matter. I think what we'll do is we'll just put it down on the paper, because we're just going to kind of mix it and roll it out. I have a little brayer here, so we're just going to go to town. We're going to have fun. We're going to make a mess. And I want it to be in the same color scheme, but I don't really care how solid it becomes. I just want the natural color that I'm looking for, which is beiges. So, and then if you want to lighten it up and make something a little bit lighter, you can always do that, because acrylics are great with mixing and covering each other. Okay, so I've got everything in the color scheme I want. I want it to be a little bit more rustic. So next I'm going to take my Distress ink stain spray. I'm only going to do a little bit on there. I'm not going to get crazy with it. And I just kind of want to move it around with some water. I don't want it to look like a spray look. Just kind of want to give it more of like a deeper brown onto it. Okay, so now I want to use some stencils so we can start layering. And I'm going to use this stencil here, and I'm just going to randomly put it throughout. Just going to kind of like go with it. Okay, so I went in and I stenciled everything, used my different stencils, and what I'm gonna do now is I created a girl. She's, I call her Bohemian Prayer, and I drew her, painted her, used a bunch of different mediums on her, and then because she's my own personal artwork, I scanned her and cut her out. And so we're gonna place her right here. Isn't she cute? So she's got flowers and leaves, and she's in prayer, and she's in a forest. And so that kind of inspired me to do this layout. And I also have some other acrylic paint here that I want to incorporate to bring the blue out that's in her garments. And then in this area right here, I'm going to journal, and I also want to do some maybe outline and line work and things of that nature all around it. What I would like to do is probably, if I can, on camera, I want it to do a little bit of, I had to step away, get a brush, water my white paint down. You can't see that in camera. I'm over here mixing it here, and I want to get it pretty loose, and then I'm going to take it and we're going to do some splatters all the way around. And then, like I said, I'm going to go in and I'm going to do some line work, or see what I come up with, I don't know. And then I will show you everything completed once I finish it. Okay, so I did all of my line work, I did my journaling, I did some highlights and shadows, things of that nature. I have a stencil here that I did the peace, love, and kindness with my turquoise paint and my white paint, and then I went in and I highlighted it with a white Posca pen and jelly roll, where you see some of the white, and some of that's paint too, but I did some like little highlights going down some of the letters and so forth. And then in each of the flowers I did some peace signs for the middle of the flowers. And what I did was I used a stencil that had circles, did each circle in each flower, and then I drew a peace sign inside. And then I took Tim Holtz Distress ink, distressed the edges, distressed a little bit inside to kind of mute it, bring it all together to keep the nature brown beige tones together. And of course my girl, so I drew her, and I'm going to, and painted her, and I'm going to glue her down, and then I'm going to journal over here. And yeah, so that's what I came up with. I knew I wanted to do a nature theme, and picking my palette, and I wanted to do a funky cute girl, and it's just how everything came together. So I hope you're inspired. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I want to thank everyone that subscribes to me. I really appreciate it. And anyone that is new, welcome. Please subscribe if you like. And I really hope that everyone is doing well, and we're keeping busy, and we're being creative. So take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. And as always, thank you for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.